What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Elevation here with another episode of the JBP Elevated, where we speak on the Joe Budden podcast and all of his co-hosts on and off the pod. Flip might be carrying the JBN, y'all, and I'm not even joking when I say this. It did not go over my head when yesterday Joe had acknowledged that he tried to pass the A mic responsibilities amongst all the co-hosts, something that I acknowledged was a part of his plan. He acknowledged it was a part of his plan. But all the co-hosts said, no, Flip is doing a good job. We'll just keep it with Flip. And Joe speaks on this too all the time. If I wasn't y'all friend, would y'all treat me like this, being y'all boss? Meaning, if I told y'all to do something pertaining to your job, would you vehemently not do it like y'all always seemingly do? Flip is the only one that's buying into the JBN. And if what I'm saying isn't true about Joe not wanting to pod as much, about Joe wanting to sell the ship, about Joe wanting to be on his mogul status, what is the reason that Joe is stressed for? Why is Joe's blood pressure so high? I would put it on a relationship and the stresses that come with a relationship, but Joe's been in these quote-unquote stressful relationships time and time again. Why is it all of a sudden now, in his early 40s, that his blood pressure is at the point where he's stressed and it's showing on his face? Clearly, this is all speculation on my end, but if I have a network and I'm hiring all these people and I'm trying to put all these people in positions that they've never been before so they can ascend to help me ascend, why aren't they executing? Why aren't they taking full advantage of the position that I'm placing them in? The only person that seemingly bought into the JBN is Flip. And Joe's trying to show with Flip. Flip is a prime example for everything Joe wants to show. Joe's trying to show that you can have your own standalone network still and be employed with the JBN. Joe's trying to show that you can have a successful show under his network while having stipulations in your contract, of course, that favor me, but also favor you. It's not exclusive. I signed the rights to your face so I can use it on my merchandise, but you can still use your face on your merchandise too. I have it to where you're only here for 2 episodes. I give advances. I give multiple days off. I let you take vacations when you want to take vacations. Why is nobody trying to come to my network? And I know Joe is seething because I keep seeing all these Gills Arena clips, and that was supposed to be a show under his network, thriving, a sports show that's thriving. And I'm not finna knock Zaire because I rock with Zaire. And I just checked your numbers on the trenches. They're going up. More people are starting to realize what it is, and they're starting to tune into your show. Hopefully you make another appearance on a JBP and you actually promote your show. But Joe is trying to segue his way out of here, and Flip is the only one that's buying in. It's not even that hard. I just said 2 episodes ago, why doesn't Ice, Imani, Ish have their own show, even if it's not under Joe's network? You having your own show and thriving under your own umbrella still helps me out because you're underneath my umbrella. And then, if you have a successful standalone show, it makes it easier for me to negotiate a contract with you to have you with a show under my network. At the end of the day, I'm trying to help y'all, but y'all gotta help me. And I'm seeing that y'all aren't trying to put in the work. Why is Flip allowed to show his impudence all the time and there's seemingly no consequences? I remember when Flip got suspended. Joe was done. He was over that shit. But he had to sit back and think. Flip is the only one that's buying into what it is I'm trying to sell. I says it all the time. I'm just here to get a check. And as mad as I want to be at them, I can't be mad at people that come under a network or under a business and just work. I don't have any incentive to propel the business. So this is my bias speaking for Joe. I don't have any ill will for the actual co-host on the show. But how long do y'all think this podcast is going to last? Are y'all planning on segueing out of here? And Ish is the only one that seems to not be leveling up because of the Joe Budden podcast as far as financially. I'm seeing everybody purchase things that they weren't able to purchase before the JBP. And I'm not clowning, and I'm not even talking negatively. It's just, how long do y'all think this is going to continue? Joe has shown every sign possible that he is not planning on doing this forever. Y'all are looking at Joe like LeBron, and in essence, he is. But how long do y'all think this can last without the big deal? Without the Joe Rogan, without the Call Her Daddy, without the Kelsey Brothers podcast contract, without the big push. And of course, he's getting the bag from Prize Picks, but y'all see Joe everywhere. Behind the scenes just said that Joe is about to be on Times Square. It's the first time they've been able to push an advertisement on Times Square, and Joe's going to be the face of that. Joe's trying to segue the fuck out of here. The writing's on the wall. So it's best to get in where you fit in. And y'all already have the leverage because y'all are already vocal and part of the podcast. It's nothing to just create a side channel and create content. Just record yourself doing things you normally do. It's that simple. But Flip's the only one that has bought in. So whenever Joe was going through that dilemma of trying to fire Flip, he realized he couldn't, because who else is going to fill the void? Who else has 1 million plus subscribers on their own and is willing to be the face and is willing to run the pod whenever I'm not here and is willing to put a show on my network? Who's willing to do all these things besides Flip? So yeah, I think Flip has all the leverage in the world when it comes to the JBN. And he needs to say these things when it comes to contract negotiations. I don't know if he's resigned. According to them, everyone's resigned, but behind the scenes, Ish hadn't resigned. Flip's still upset about everything contractually. He doesn't want to do the Prize Picks ads. These things are culminating from real places. If I'm you, I'm looking at the totality of the JBN and what it is that I provide for it. Not only am I the only show on here, you're not even putting this show on Patreon, where you're trying to get the bag from all your other shows. I'm on your channel under your live feed. That's major. So if I'm the other co-host and Joe came back after his sabbatical and being sick and tired and still had all these negative things to say about y'all, he had so much negative to say about y'all, he had to title the damn podcast Appreciation Quote, or the actual quote. He had to start off the pod, the introduction, saying he's thankful that y'all even podded while he was gone. That's condescending. I'm thanking y'all because I didn't have the faith in y'all to do it. But I don't know. I'm just a fan talking out the side of my neck. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But if I'm Flip, I'm looking at this situation crazy. Like, dog, I do a lot. These niggas, Joe told them to lead the pod. He told them, I want y'all to A-Mic. And they didn't want to do it. Melissa finally got some type of confidence in doing the intros. And we all thought she did a good job of that. So why couldn't you be the A-Mic? Because Flip is doing it. And everybody is looking at Flip pissed off because he has quote-unquote special privileges when it comes to the JBP. He doesn't have to record Patreons if he doesn't want to. I don't hear them saying this shit about Mark. I don't hear them saying none of this shit about Mark. Mark shows up his one day. I haven't heard one person question Mark's contract. And Mark speaks about his contract just like Flip does, because he was just cracking jokes saying he never received his bonus and brought it up multiple times. But I don't ever hear anybody talking about Mark's contract. But everybody has something to say about Flip, and they show it and prove it with their actions. No, go ahead, Flip. You can lead. And in Flip's head, he's doing a solid because, yes, I'm the A-Mic. I'm the A-Mic. And they're using that against him. If I'm Flip, no, Ish, you lead today. Or Ice, you lead today. Especially with how reckless y'all talk about me. I have the JBN on my back. There's Joe, and then there's me. And my bias wants me to put Ish there, but what else is Ish doing besides sitting there and making funny faces? Even when he contributes, how much more is he contributing than Flip? We got to put all these things in proper perspective. I'm not bugging. Why is Joe stressed and high blood pressure? Is it just Sade? And I'm not even trying to place any of it on her, even though she's a sleuth, like he said. But come on, dog. We got to start putting two and two together. Sorry, guys. I just went on a rant. I hear everybody talk about Flip and how terrible he is at A-Mic, or how good he is at A-Mic, and how terrible he is at Budden, and why we don't want him here. Why is Flip still here? These are the reasons behind it. Flip is working his ass off for Joe and for himself, content-wise. This is not me casting aspersions or saying that these niggas are lazy outside of content. This is solely content-wise. But y'all are in the space and have the number one podcaster in the world backing you as far as the urban space, the music space, whatever space you want to put yourself in. And y'all are just riding his coattail, because that's what it looks like from my perspective. And he's trying to get the fuck out of here. And I don't want it to get to the point where we're watching Ice on caffeine doing things that we asked him to do 4 years ago, when he could have done it under the JBN on a much bigger field. But ran over. That's all I have to say. Y'all should think about it. Let me know in the comments, man. Do y'all think Flip is running the JBN? Of course, outside of Joe, but without Flip, do you think the JBN would just be okay? Y'all let me know, man. Let's keep running it up, dog. Y'all did numbers on that video. Oh, wait, before I go, I need to clear this up. Hey, I was not trying to make it seem like Ish and Joe have feelings for each other, have had relationships or relations here in the present, in the past, or in the future. They're not gay. That's not what I was insinuating. What I'm insinuating is the soul ties that come with fucking the same women, and who was fucking the women after who. If Joe was fucking all of the women after Ish fucked, there's an issue that lies. There's where the tension lies. If Ish was fucking all the women that Joe fucked after Joe fucked, that's where the tension lies. Or, an even bigger caveat, and this is where a lot of people get fucked up, when y'all run trains and y'all fuck a lot of women together, what's the line, and is the line drawn when that woman is your girlfriend or an ex or someone that you really have feelings for? What happens when your partner busts her down then? Is it the same as the bitch that you ran the train on? Absolutely not. And I think that line got crossed, and the other person doesn't realize there was a line crossed because we fucked so many bitches together. So until they figure that out, they're not gonna have the relationship that they once did. You can't tell me that you've saved someone's life, literal life, and now all of a sudden the relationship isn't where it once was because of a quote unquote fallout. What was that fallout over? You can't tell me it was because of his ways when you've already saved his life multiple times according to you. But I can and will always hear somebody out when they say a woman is involved. But what happens when there's multiple women involved? What happens if somebody crossed the line once and you get over it, but then it happens again? I got love for you, and I'm going to always love you, dog. I risked my life to save yours. Of course, I still love you, but it'll never be the same, especially if you don't see anything wrong with what you did. But that's conspiratorial at this point. That's past speculation. That's just what I view on it, and I wanted to clear that up. I don't think they have feelings for each other. They are not gay. Come on, guys. I would tell you outright. I wouldn't just be subliminal about that shit. So I just wanted to clear that up. But I appreciate y'all rocking with your boy. Let's keep running it up. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.